Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Shaina for those of you who are just joining us. If you would like to start bettering yourself and start creating an awesome future, then you should probably subscribe to my channel by clicking the red annotation button on your screen. In today's video, we are continuing our Q&A segment with a question from Sarah. Let's go. I'm Shaina and I love sharing ways on how to better yourself and how to create a beautiful life. We have our letter from Sarah. Sarah writes, "Hi Shaina, imposter syndrome constantly gets in the way of pursuing my dreams. It is currently keeping me from applying to the job of my dreams, one that I am qualified for. The anxiety is so paralyzing, it's preventing me from submitting my resume. I constantly undermine my abilities or discount my achievements. It almost kept me from applying to grad school, and once I was in, I continuously felt like I was not supposed to be there, and I had not quote unquote earned my place. The self-doubt is really limiting me. Help, Sarah." Thank you, Sarah, for your question. It's a great one. First of all, just to kind of sum up what you were saying, and for those of you who aren't so familiar with the imposter syndrome, what it means is when you struggle to internalize your accomplishments despite evidence that you're more than competent at what you do. You convince yourself that you're a quote unquote fraud and that people are gonna figure you out and find out the truth about you if you put yourself and your work out into the world. It's when you feel like you don't deserve the success that you've achieved. Isn't it funny how sometimes the things we need most just show up for us, right? I have viewers all the time comment on my videos and they'll say something like, this is exactly what I needed to hear today. And I say that because I too struggle with imposter syndrome from time to time. And ironically, after reading the question, I immediately thought, oh no, I don't think I'm qualified to be answering this question. Even though I know very well that I am qualified, I'm a life coach, I have all the tools and knowledge that I need to overcome any internal obstacle and help you guys do the same. But that was my imposter syndrome coming out right there. With that being said, it actually brings me to our first point. Number one, you are not alone, girl, by any means. Even the most successful entrepreneurs and renowned authors and whoever else struggle with this. It's just that I've noticed a lot of people don't talk about it, right? We just kind of internalize it, and it's really just a psychological screw that needs to be tightened in many of us, which transitions into my second point. Number two, remind yourself that it isn't real. And what I mean by that is sometimes knowing, just reminding yourself, especially when you catch yourself in that paralyzed state, that this fear of being exposed isn't real, it can really loosen the grip that it has over you. It's about creating that clear distinction between the real you, the one that consciously knows that you're more than qualified, from that inner critic of yours who's just trying to scare the pants off of you. This can be a complete game changer. You definitely don't want to resist it because what we resist persists, but you just want to acknowledge it for what it is, and that's just a fear, right? A fear and nothing but a fear, so that you're not getting lost and consumed by it. Number three, recognize this vicious cycle so that it motivates you to stop once and for all. So let's take a moment to go through the vicious cycle. If I have a fear of being found out, I'm having thoughts of, oh my gosh, they're gonna see me for who I really am, they're gonna see that I'm actually a fraud, and I'm having all of those icky thoughts. How is that gonna make me feel? Well, like you said, Sarah, paralyzed. I might feel scared, nervous, hesitant, whatever. When I feel that way, what do? What's the action I take? Or in this case, what's the inaction? I don't apply for the jobs that I'm actually qualified for. I don't apply to my dream job. And then because of that, what's the result? Well, one of the results is that my qualifications are actually shrinking because I'm not actively using my talents and my skills out in the world. So you see how it kind of turns into that self-fulfilling prophecy. So you want to notice this cycle and notice, oh my gosh, this is actually taking me farther from where I want to go, and it's actually creating the very thing that I fear the most, and you want to stop it in its tracks. Number four, keep track of your wins. When your inner critic is shouting at you, hey girl, you're not enough, you're not good enough, just like pull out your list from your back pocket and be like, Oh yeah? Yeah, I'm the boss here. You're the boss, you control it, it doesn't control you. For the past few years, I've kept a proud jar where I jot down each of my accomplishments, I date it, and I throw it in the jar, and whenever I need a little bit of a confidence boost, I just go in there and read my little notes. Now there are, of course, other ways that you can keep track of your wins, but the point here is to worry less and celebrate more. Number 5, be aware of the standards and benchmarks that you're setting for yourself. This is probably the biggest trap that I fall into. I constantly catch myself thinking something like, well, once I gain 100,000 subscribers, then I can confidently talk to people about what I do. But until then, we're just gonna sit back and hang out. Sarah, I know you know what I'm talking about. Or I can't feel worthy until blank. But the truth is, even when you achieve those things, that inner demon is not just gonna go away. You wanna come to the here and now. Fix your posture, practice if you must, but confidently say, you know what, I am so good at what I do. I am so freaking talented. I have so many skills and whatever, and I am so proud of it. And use existing evidence to continuously prove that to yourself every single day. That is it for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. As always, if you like what you see, be sure to give this video a thumbs up right below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're interested in having a question of yours featured on my channel, make sure you're signed up for my email list. I will put the link underneath this video. Have a great week. Happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate, and I'll see you back here next week. Bye.